Good morning, everybody. It's May the 3rd, 2016, no longer April. I almost stubbed my tongue on that deal, but safely into the month of May now, our second trading day for that matter. The overnight news was lacking. The private estimate of China's manufacturing PMI contracted for the 14th month in a row and yielded a number of 49.4. That's below 50. This month's or last month's official number was at 50.1. Anything greater than 50 shows economic expansion. Great Britain's manufacturing PMI was below 50. Only one stock market was up in the globe. That was China's. The rest of the market sold pretty heavily, with Japan losing the most. And Japan, it's not unusual to wake up and find Japan's up 3 to 4% or down 3 to 4%. So traders have to love that. We're facing a pretty standard situation where X or W can set the high. You get a move in the overnight session, you don't have the liquidity that you need, the market goes pretty much unimpeded, and it finally gets too high or too low, that people come in and will buy it or sell it at those particular levels. So they got stops above 08. We did set the high here before the day session opens, and the key to me is going to be the direction of the E-mini. If the E-mini continues to sell, we'll go higher. If the E-mini stabilizes and doesn't break hard, we've probably gotten most of the move that we're going to get. News is lacking today. IBD tip economic optimism index at 46.6. No one will pay any attention to that. Motor vehicle sales will dribble in. They'll all be out by noon. 17.3 million. I believe it was 17.4 million on the last release. So it shows a little slowing in the automobile sector. As long as it's above 16 million, the automobile sector can prosper, although I'm sure they have increased their overheads commensurate with their 17 million plus on an annualized basis sales pace. So here we sit. Can we take out 8 to 12? And that's really, to me, very dependent upon what the E-mini is going to do. So the first sell is 8 to 12. Second sell is 15 to 19. On the buy side, should have pretty good support against the buck. We got volume at 02. Got this little dent at 30, so buy one will be the buck to 04. Would like to get it done closer to 130.01 than 130.04. And then 25 to 29. NOM spread expanded greatly overnight, as you would anticipate. I mean, that is just, that's a rocket spread. Getting up there with soybeans and unleaded gas. Okay, similar situation in the 30-year. We could have seen the high. We're rejecting prices above 16, so we're in circle number 1, 16 to 20. We break through that, 27.31, sell 1, 3 to 7, sell 2. On the support side, the breakout was from 04, so the buck to 04, 1, 25.29, buy 1, and then 17 to 21, buy 2. Direction of the ES, I think, is primal. I think that's what the markets will be looking at this morning. Okay, gold did well last night. We go to sleep liking gold to the long side. I did sell yesterday. I found buyers in London. I can make the case for risk off. So we still have a seller in that 1300 area. And we've rejected prices above 1303. We're currently at 97, so come in right underneath that, 1300, 1302. Let them get stops above 1300, and we're back to our 4 to 6. Make it 5 to 7. Let them get stops above that for sell 2. 4 to 6 worked out for us pretty well yesterday. 90, 92 by 1. And then 85, 87 by 2. So we're buyers 85 to 90, and we're sellers 1303, 1307. And if the stock market sells, I imagine gold will do pretty well today. We'll try to trade higher anyway. Euro broke out last night. Mario must be pulling his hair out. And the dollar is taking it in the shorts with the yen and the euro. So we made it to 116 and then some. Rejected prices over 16.15. We're at 85, so selling 1600, sell 1. 16.15, 16. Well, make it 20 to 30 for sell 2. The buy side, the breakout came from 1550, so buy 1. That's where the London low is at 75. And then buy 2 is going to be at 15.5. The Brexit vote, I believe, is in June, and of course those that have all the money and that are at the top of the cash pyramid right now are screaming stay. And those that don't like their status or their position see stagflation as the only outcome of that marriage, are wanting to get out of the European Union. And I think it's a slow death. You just choked by regulatory red tape when it's all said and done, and tax policies that hurt growth. But my guess is that they'll probably, the status quo usually wins, and they'll probably be able to survive it and keep it as is. Okay, crude oil is selling, and again, there's no magic as why crude oil sells. I mean, everybody's going to produce as much as they can, and they'll sell it, they'll make deals, they'll do delayed sales, they'll do all sorts of stuff just to be able to book something on paper, because even dictators need cash flow. Dictators especially need cash flow. So 44.60, 44.68, 44.75. We're at 39, so 50 to 75 is sell 1. It's aggressive. 45, 45 and a quarter is sell 2. Headed for stops below 44, 43.75, 44 by 1, and 43 even, 43 and a quarter by 2. I believe Rich Genders said he can be in today. We'll see if that happens. He's they're finishing out their the space that they remodeled, and he'll be probably for the next month. Schedule will be a little spotty. And last but not least, the E-mini. I think on the E-mini we'll just have to see how the 50-lot trader plays their hand this morning, whether they're buffering the selling or what. Buyer 45 to 50. Last couple of days there's been a seller at 75, 70 to 75. Looking at the splits, if I put all that in, come up here and do an L split. You could do an Asian split if you like. But you can see we put Asia and Globex together. Definitely a B. Why would you want to find a place to sell it? Because it is a B. All the volumes in the bottom half. We have rejected prices above 76. And we get a new move out of the middle in L. Traders are getting a jump on London. Right now we're finding that Frankfurt time, KL, is when the moves can start. And here we find ourselves close to yesterday's lows. So stops below 55 I think are within reach. So 65 is where resistance is, and 55 is where support is. I think they're going for stops below 55. So we'll make 54, 56 by 1. And then 45 to 50 by 2. Like the short side better this morning. On the sell side, 63, 65, sell 1. 69, 74, sell 2. It's going to be down to the 50-lot trader, I think, when it's all said and done. Plenty of reasons for the market to sell. Having trouble making revenues, having trouble making the bottom line, earnings per share, suffering, all sorts of stuff. But that hasn't stopped us from rallying to 2103, 2104 on this last go around. And I do believe we're close enough to all-time contract highs that before the presidential election we will see new contract highs. Not based on the fundamentals, but based on central bank wishes. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. I will get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.